Get Recruited 365 podcast.
Welcome to the Make Your Case, Get Recruited 365 vlog. I'm your host, Marcus Beckwith, here on behalf of Get Recruited 365, helping athletes across the country gain the edge in recruiting. Also here on behalf of Victory Sports Academy in West Monroe, Louisiana. Today I have with me, once again, one of my favorite Louisiana quarterbacks, Mr. Cameron Lewis, class of 2016 prospect down there at Wasman High School. All right, Cam, let's roll right into it. We're going to be talking football today, which I know is an area that you love to discuss. And we're going to kick things off with the NFL. We're going to be talking who's your Super Bowl favorite right now. I know it's very, very early on. Season hasn't even started. I know the NFL players are looking forward to getting back out there. But who do you have as your Super Bowl favorite and why?
My Super Bowl favorite, I feel like the 49ers going to win it this year. The 49ers, not my favorite team, but just the team I feel like is going to win the Super Bowl this year. I feel like Colin Kaepernick is going to lead the team all the way. Every year he gets so close. I feel like this year they're going to get it.
Yeah, I agree with that one to a certain extent. Although I do feel like the San Francisco 49ers would definitely be in contention for the Super Bowl. Some kind of way, how the Super Bowl always works out, you know, it's always a team that kind of comes out of nowhere and the favorites never really win it. So like last year going to the season, I think everybody thought Denver was going to win it, and they end up getting there, but didn't end up winning. You know, you had a team like the Seahawks, young squad with aggressive defense, made it very hard out there for Peyton Manning and the Denver Broncos. I'm going to go a little bit more conventional. I'm going to put Tom Brady and them back in. I am kind of a fan of the way how the Patriots run their organization. I think that, you know, if you look at the Patriots, they didn't really have anything last year, and they still got close to going to the Super Bowl. You know, they ended up getting beat by the Broncos, but it was a competitive game, and with Tom Brady not having anybody to throw to, they still were that close to getting to the Super Bowl. So I think with the pieces that they've added this year, once again another year for Belichick and Brady to gel together, I got the Patriots winning. Some kind of way I feel like it's time for them to find their way back into a Super Bowl and then win it. So with that being said, let's go ahead and roll into a little bit of college football. Like I said, Cam is a class of 2016 prospect down there at Wasman High School. He's got a lot of schools showing interest in him, a couple of schools that have offered or getting ready to offer. So a lot of things are heating up for this young man. In a few years, we'll be talking about him on the college football level. But with that being said, who you got winning the, and you know now they're rolling to a new playoff system. So it's not going to be the BCS championship games like we've known. It's going to be a 14 playoff. So it's going to be a little bit more competitive, I believe, in order to win a national championship. But who you got winning it and why?
I think Auburn can win it this year. Last year, a lot of teams, a lot of people slept on Auburn when they played Alabama. Auburn had a good team. They got a lot of players coming back.
So you rolling with Auburn?
Rolling with Auburn.
Well, I'm going to stick in that same state, but I'm going to go to the other big college in that state, and I'm going to roll with Nick Saban and the Crimson Tide. I think with the addition of Lane Kiffin as the offensive coordinator, I think that he's more fit as an offensive coordinator, more so than the head coach. I think his personality at USC kind of messed things up a little bit, but I don't think anybody can argue that he's a great offensive mind, Lane Kiffin I'm speaking of. You topple that on with the fact you add Nick Saban, who had the top recruiting class in the country again. Again, you know, a team that's hungry because they didn't win it last year. They got the taste, you know, what defeat was like. So I think that they're going to be hungry. They know that, you know, like always down there in Bama, it's a target on their back. They had the bitter loss to Auburn in the Ironman Classic or Iron Bowl Classic. And the way how they lost, you know, that's a bitter taste in their mouth. So I think Alabama's going to come out on a mission this year, and I think that they're going to really dominate. Now, just recently, as of last night, I believe, the running back Drake ended up getting in trouble. So it's going to be interesting to see if he's going to be able to stay on the team this year, going to be able to compete with them or not. But I still think with their recruiting class, they got a running back that they got, Bo Scarborough. Really like him. I think he's going to come in and be a difference maker. In addition to the guys that signed to Alabama from here, Cameron Robinson, Cameron Sims, Hootie Jones. Hopefully they get to see the field this year. If not, we're still going to be rooting for them no matter what. You got Denzel Duval, starting linebacker for the Crimson Tide, right out of Bastrop. A couple of other guys that are down there too. So I'm a coach fan. So if you got a great coach, I'm a fan of your program. But I do like Auburn. I think Auburn has changed the game, definitely with the offense that they run. I can see a player like yourself fitting in well for that program, as a potential recruit. But I do like what Auburn has, and I think they're going to be very competitive. In addition to that, we got to talk about the defending champions. I mean, they did go out and beat Auburn and had a perfect season last year, and that is Florida State. What do you feel Florida State's going to do?
Florida State, I feel that they're going to have a good team, but I don't think they're going to get it.
You don't think they're going to win? Well, if your boy can stay out of trouble, and pay for crab legs, I think they're going to be all right. I think they'll be definitely going to be in the mix. I think that they have a great team. Once again, Jimbo Fisher comes from the coaching lineage of Nick Saban, so he got the championship pedigree, and now he's won a championship on his own, bringing in top-notch recruits, going out there, and those guys panned out. Going out there winning the field. So I think it's going to be ultra competitive. I think when it boils down to it, you got to throw Oregon in the mix. Oregon always finds a way to make themselves relevant. And I think this year we're going to have to watch out for the Big 12 too. I think Big 12 has gotten a lot better. I think they're continuing to evolve with the way how college football is going on now, where it's more fast paced, and you see they put a whooping on Alabama. Oklahoma did. Speaking of the Big 12, Oklahoma did in the championship game. So everybody's got to adjust. It's fast paced, on the field, ultra competitive. We're running a whole bunch of plays now, opportunity to sub. So I think things are definitely going to be interesting when it comes to college football this season. And I know everybody is looking forward to that. All right, let's talk a little NFL again. Now we're going to talk about NFL celebrations. They've changed the rules where they're taking more and more celebration away from the players. They always had the moniker the NFL stood for no fun league. So they're not letting guys, like the Ocho Cincos and players like that of the world take, touchdown celebrations to the next level and brand themselves that way. So as a young athlete, of course I know you're still in high school, but you're a touchdown scorer and you're responsible for a lot of touchdowns that go on take place down there in Wiseman. How do you feel about touchdown celebrations and what that means to the game?
Touchdown celebration, I feel like they wrong for finding the players. I feel that the players should be able to get a little celebrate on, not too much, because they risking their lives playing a game of football. They score a touchdown, they got to show their pride off, how much they love the game. It ain't really much as disrespecting the other team, but it's just showing that you happy. Most players thank God when they score a touchdown. Like Jimmy Graham, he loved dunking the ball. He came on playing basketball. Just ain't no disrespect to the other team, just what he loved doing.
Well, I tend to agree with you a little bit. I think that the problem is if it slows the game up, they score a touchdown, they had this elaborate celebration, kind of slows the game up. But I don't think it's that big of a deal as they made it. I think the NFL is more so concerned with a guy getting more attention and then, being able to use that attention to perhaps get endorsements for itself or things of that nature. Really probably boil down to them wanting to get in on the money train when it comes to individual athlete kind of branding themselves with the spotlight that they get when they score a touchdown. But speaking of Jimmy Graham, he's been in the news recently. Well, he's not going to be able to dunk the ball because they took that away from the NFL celebrations. But now, the ruling has just come down where Jimmy Graham, although we know he lines up as a tight end, NFL arbitrator judge has said that he should be compensated like a tight end, even though his production is that of a wide receiver. What's your take on that? How do you feel? Do you feel that they were right to rule him as a tight end and make it where he can only be paid as a tight end? Or do you feel like he should be paid based on his production, which is that of a receiver?
I feel he should be paid on his production because Jimmy Graham can play receiver, tight end. I don't feel that he should be ruled just as a tight end because he's a big-time playmaker.
I agree. I thought the ruling was wrong. I thought that the judge who ended up making the decision, he ended up just, like he said, arbitrarily making up something in his head. His ruling came down to the fact that, well, he's defended by linebackers, so therefore he's not a receiver. He's a tight end who's just out on the line. And I don't know where the guy got that from. I feel like all other contracts are based on your performance. So my opinion on the matter has always been split the difference. Yeah, he lines up at tight end, but he does play receiver. So split the difference. Whatever he would make as a franchise wide receiver and what he'll make as a tight end, find the middle ground and pay Jimmy Graham that. To me, it sends the wrong message for the Saints that this even had to go this far. I just paid a man. You know, this is a guy who's produced for the Saints. You know, he's one of their building blocks right now for the team. You just paid Drew Brees $100 million, and last time I checked, he got to throw the ball to somebody. So, you know, I'm a big believer in spreading the money around, paying a guy what he's worth, but not giving him too much. I've been on the record even with the Drew Brees, and I'm not a $100 million quarterback guy. And I know you're a quarterback, and I know you're projected forward. You're going to probably play quarterback, wide receiver at the next level, but I don't believe in playing a quarterback $100 million. Even though I know you can argue that what they bring to a team off the field, they're definitely worth it from that standpoint. But I'm just a firm believer in spreading the money around. I think you should invest in your O-line, your D-line, the guys in the trenches. Then I think you should play your skills players for what they're worth. So I'm not a big $100 million quarterback guy. I don't really believe in that. That's kind of why I don't think that San Francisco is going to do too much this year because they got a lot of cap space locked up with Colin Kaepernick. So it's going to limit them what they can put around him and what they can keep around him long term. But Colin Kaepernick, my frat brother, I always root for him. I think, like you said earlier, San Fran's got a great squad. However, still going to roll with the Patriots when it's all said and done. All right, we're talking more college football. Recently in the news, USC has basically adopted in the football realm, they're now giving out 4-year full scholarships. So for a recruit that signs up with USC, you had the opportunity to know that you're going to be there for 4 years. Technically, that's what it is on face value, even though the school still has the opportunity to revoke your scholarship if you don't pan out as a recruit. But I had the opportunity of having one Louisiana top recruit right here with me. So with that being said, as a recruit, does this 4-year offer give schools more of an advantage, let's say, over a school that can only offer a 1-year scholarship? Would you hold an opportunity to attend a school and know you have a 4-year ride a little bit higher than you would if you have a 1-year ride, let's say, at another school?
I mean, that'll be a tough decision for different athletes, but having this 4-year scholarship and 1-year scholarship really don't phase me because if you go to the school that offer you this 1-year scholarship, if you go handle your business, stay out of trouble, keep your head going, and keep your spot secure, working hard, you ain't got to worry about them dropping the scholarship, which can happen if the other 4-year scholarship, if you do the same there, they can drop your scholarship and they'll do the same 1-year scholarship.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you, although I feel like it is going to have an impact. I don't think it's going to have the desired impact like USC is planning on it. You got to look at it. Most guys who sign to a top-notch program like a USC and the other great schools that are out here across the country, they're going in with the mindset, I'm going to do 2 years and then I'm declaring for the draft. So you're giving a guy a 4-year scholarship, that's saying, oh, well, you're going to be here for a while and you're probably not going to play football on the professional level. So you probably are just attending university to play college football and then get you a degree and go have a career from there. Which is fantastic in the scheme of things because you're getting your college education paid for, and that's what we're all about here at Get Recruited 365. However, when you're looking at a player who's projected forward, who's really saying, I want to become a professional football player, in the scheme of things, I don't think it really matters. If you're a top prospect going into college as a high school amateur athlete, if you're a top prospect, you going in with the mindset, I'm doing my 2 years, I'm gonna grind, and then I'm declaring for the draft. So I don't think that the 4-year scholarship really matters to a guy who's looking at himself saying, I can be one of those guys who makes it to the NFL and plays on Sunday. So maybe it matters for a guy who's like, you know, I don't really have any aspirations to play in the NFL, so I'm gonna stay here and enjoy the college experience and just know, you know, I'm gonna ride this as long as I can. However, I think, like you said, if a player goes in with that type of mindset of, I'm just gonna enjoy college, I don't think they're gonna keep a roster spot anyway. I think that the way how the game is evolving and going, it's so ultra competitive. You know, I've seen recruits sign with a school and the school's already on to the next batch of kids that they're trying to bring into the school. And that's the college football landscape, and that's what really recruiting is all about. And so, you know, these guys, they get that spotlight for a moment and it's on to the next group of guys. And with that being said, you know, here at Get Recruited 365, we're all about helping guys like Cameron Lewis, get all the information that's going on with him. As you've seen with the other videos, you can keep up with the latest that's going on with guys like Cameron Lewis, their latest recruiting news, what camps they've been to, what interest they're getting ready to offer, what offers they're receiving. Even if they decide that they want to lean to one school to another, we're going to be here to break that news. Help guys get that exposure, get themselves out there. We're also helping guys get recruited. We have a program with our Who's Got Next magazines that helps guys get themselves out there directly to college coaches. You had the opportunity to put together a magazine on yourself. We do it here, and we're actually printing out and we're mailing it out there to the schools, and it's really been working well for the guys who are in the program. So any recruit that's out there that's looking to get that help, looking to get themselves marketed, looking to get that extra exposure, hit us up, 300-3659, that's our phone. You can hit us up at www.getrecruited365.com. This is Make Your Case, and we'll see you.